In 10 seconds, you're going to meet a CEO that did $25 million of revenue last year and profited $14 million, bottom line, right to his bank account. He wants to use those profits to buy your software company. In fact, he's done it 8 times already in other deals. He typically pays 2 to 8x ARR, and it's always 100% cash upfront. Over the next 20 minutes, you're going to learn how to build a multi-million-dollar software company and then exit and become a millionaire selling to somebody like Mike. Let's jump in. My guest today is Mike Aftanas. He is building a company called iTrinity. Today, their portfolio of SaaS companies is made up of 1 bootstrap company. 7 have been acquired. The total ARR is over $25 million. We'll get into how he thinks about acquisitions, the last deal he did, valuations, multiples, and how he's building in the SEO space over the next 20 minutes. Mike, you ready to take us to the top?
Fantastically, I'm ready.
I want to talk about the total portfolio today, and then we'll go back to your first deal and build the backstory. So the company today, how much total revenue does the combined firm do? And is there a particular product that you acquired that makes up the majority of that revenue?
So in total, it is right now approximately about 25 million USD in the ARR. There is not the one that would be like majority. A little bit strong is Uptime Robot, but there are also like 7 another products. So.
Mm-hmm. Which one is there? Anyone that makes up? You have Topic Ranker, Deadline Funnel, Touchstay, others. Which one of these had the most revenue when you acquired it?
Ooh, that's a hard question. Most probably the Deadline Funnel.
Deadline Funnel, and you did that deal in July of 2024, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll jump into that in a second, but you have 25 million of revenue today, and just so we can get a growth rate, so you ended, call it 2024 with 25 million. Where did you end 2023 in terms of revenue? Do you remember?
I think the last 24 to 23 revenue growth is around 46%.
Okay, so you're doing something like 18 million of revenue at the end of 2023 and grew 46%.
Very close. And
okay,
at the end of 2021, it was around 7.5 million.
7 million. Okay.
In the last 3 years, increased the ARR approximately a little bit more than 3 times.
And Mike, let's just keep working backwards here. When did you launch this business, this idea? What year?
We really started, or actually it wasn't me, it was the original founder of the Mangles, Petr Hrbačík. He started it 10 years ago by the keywordfinder.com, then made the, let's say, SEO toolset called the Mangles. This was approximately 10 years ago, and then we started approximately at the year 2018 by acquiring the email list verify, then the Uptime Robot, it's really famous one, I love it, warm-up inbox in 2021, and then in 23 and 24 another 4 products: Geo-Targetly, Touchstay, Deadline Funnel, and the last one, Topic Ranker.
And so what year did you guys pass $1 million of revenue? Do you remember?
The first 1 million in the revenue was approximately in 2000.
And what's your context here? You mentioned an original founder built Keyword Finder plus an SEO toolset in 2014. Did you buy that from him, or what's your role?
No. The original founder, Petr Hrbačík, is still part of the company. I'm just the CEO, So he's just don't want to do the execution anymore. So practically, but still extremely active, still very on the daily way, trying to help us with the another product.
Okay, so he got going in 2014. You guys passed $1 million of revenue 2016, 2017 with the tools that he built himself, right? When did you get the idea that instead of can you just keep building and growing 1, 2, 3 million of revenue in 2018, you wanted to get really aggressive with acquisitions? What flipped that switch, and what year did you join the company as CEO?
Yeah. So at that time, when the first idea was here, okay, so what about to make some acquisitions? There was the Pelfer Capital coming into the scene. Pelfer Capital is the private equity fund in the Czech Republic, and practically the original founders of the Mangles have a deal that, okay, let's acquire the email list verify. Let's acquire it 50-50. And it somehow works. It was really not bad, working fantastically. 1 year later, we acquired another product, Uptime Robot, and again, it was 50-50 together with Pelfer Capital. And practically, step by step, we acquired all another products, 50-50 by Pelfer Capital. So today, all products are, let's say, somehow by 50% owned by the Pelfer Capital private equity fund. By the way, they own quite reasonable amount of the Groupon.com in the US, quite famous. One of the founders or the partners of the Pelfer Capital, Dusan Shenkipel, is right now the CEO of the Groupon.
So yeah, I'm sharing the screen right now. Up, you guys can see palefirecapital.com. They list Uptime Robot here as part of their portfolio. But if we go to iTrinity here on Crunchbase, you guys also have Uptime Robot here in 2019. Does Palefire own 50% of the entire iTrinity portfolio, or is each deal an individual LLC under the parent company iTrinity, and you split the equity in each of the child brands with an equity investor like Palefire?
The second option is the exactly as you said.
Okay, got it. So basically, if I go to your SaaS portfolio here, every single one of these, Mangles, Email List Verify, these are all individual companies that are wholly owned by iTrinity, but Uptime Robot might be 50% iTrinity and 50% owned by Palefire.
No. Every product is owned by the iTrinity, and the iTrinity is owned by 50% Pelfer Capital, 50% original Mangles founders. And by the way, the Pelfer Capital is owning like a lot of other businesses.
Mm-hmm. How much total capital has Palefire put into iTrinity?
Actually, it wasn't done in the way that they're putting some, let's say, capital. It was just done in the way of making the acquisitions. So practically, the valuation was paid by 50% by the original iTrinity founders and the 50% by the Pelfer Capital.
I see. Okay, well, let's go to the sort of the whole reason that this got started, which was I've been close with this gentleman here, Dimitri. He's came on my podcast before and talked about the growth of one of his SEO tools, and he said, "Hey, we've just been acquired by Mike and his group." So why don't you tell that story? We can jump into the deal. How did you meet Dimitri, and what tool did you acquire?
So, the topic ranker is practically the SEO tool, and we had experience with the Mangles. I don't even remember how the communication started, but I think that Dimitri just outreach us like, hey guys, I have this tool. I know that you have Mangles. I know it for 10 years. What do you think about this? And then we simply discuss, and at the end, we acquired it.
Let's dig in a little bit more to the details here. So if you want to check out, it's topicranker.com, correct?
Yes, exactly.
And if we go look, let me just go look up what Dimitri told me really quick. Topic ranker. Let's see if it pops up here. Topic ranker. Okay, don't see it popping up, but maybe you can give us some context here. So when he reached out to you, obviously this deal, it sounds like it just closed, right? When did the deal close?
It was like several months ago, I think, or 3-4 months ago.
Okay, so like November of 2024, you guys acquired this company?
I think September, October, something like this.
Okay. And how much revenue was the company doing when you bought it?
Actually, the Topic Ranker is the smallest company from our portfolio, so the revenue is not like the really huge one. But the fantastic thing was that it was like extremely growing. Practically in the 2024, it grew up 3 times already. And also we really loved that the knowledge of Dmitry. So practically we heavily thought about this acquisition in the way that, okay, so if we would have the Dmitry here, maybe he can help us also with the Mangles, because Dmitry stayed with us, still developing and growing the topic ranker.
So Mike, how low was the revenue then? Are we talking like $500,000, $250,000, $1 million?
It was somewhere between 250,000.
Okay. And when you say growing, 3x year over year, obviously it's easy to grow $1 of revenue to $3 of revenue and call it 3x growth. What else did you like about the business where you thought Dimitri could be applied to your other brands to grow them significantly?
Yeah. So practically we have seen some basic ideas behind the similar ideas behind the Mangles and topic ranker in the SEO space. And actually, we have seen the entrepreneur mindset of Dmitry and also his really good, let's say, cooperations with all other, let's say, influencers in the SEO market. And this is something that we are right now using on both of these products.
And so how did you negotiate the deal? It sounds like the most important thing to you was keeping Dimitri for a long time. So what was the sort of total price you paid, and how long does Dimitri have to stay at iTrinity?
Mm-hmm. So Topic Ranker is the only one, let's say, deal that we have done in the way that it's not 100% buyout. Dimitri still owns, I think, 35% of the Topic Ranker. We own 65. All other products, iTrinity owns exactly 100% of the product, or let's say of the company. So this is like the best motivation to stay. We spent some time together, like talking with Dimitri about all of this, and we find out that just the cooperation between us we would be definitely like enjoying from both sides. I think we learned quite a lot from Dimitri, and he's learning from us. It's really fantastic.
That's helpful. And so what, Mike, I understand this was your smallest deal, but what was the total deal price? Did you pay 1x revenue, 5x revenue, something else?
Nathan, I just don't remember right now. Sorry. I would be guessing the price was a little bit low, so I was not that much in concentrated on the multiplier at this deal.
Well, there's a lot of people listening right now that have tools doing 200 grand, 300 grand of revenue. So the more detail you can give them, the more helpful it is. Maybe they come to you in the future because they know you structure your deals. I find it hard to believe you don't remember anything at all because this was your most recent acquisition. You've only done 8 over the past 10 years. So what can you share about, even if it was a low multiple, what did you pay, like total deal price for the business?
Yeah, so maybe in overall, practically, our typical multipliers are something like between 2.0 to 8.0. I think all 7 acquisitions were somewhere in this range. And it was really like we even bought some product for the 2.0 ARR multiplier, but also something close like 7.6, I think, or 7.7
Which one was
multiplier.
the 7.7?
I would keep this bar for me if not a big deal for you. And what is really important for us that we are trying to make super simple and super easy deals. We are entrepreneurs, so I hate like much of lawyers things and all of this stuff. So practically we are trying to make it completely all cash. No earnouts, super simple, super easy. Practically, we are paying 80% of the valuation immediately at the closing and the 20% within maybe 3 months after,
Okay, so
all,
just to be
all
clear,
is
that's fair to
transferred.
say on the past 7 acquisitions, they've all been 80% cash at close, 20% in escrow that gets released within, call it 6 months.
3 to 6 months after some asset transfer, know-how transfer, or yeah. And we are really open also to like the asset deal only if the founder do not want to sell the whole company, or like really the share deal. That means like legally buy the whole entity. Depends. Sometimes even we are just buying the companies without employees. It's also in some special cases, it's not like super often, but some of the deals we also have done in the way that simply we just bought the assets typically from the solo founder. If there is a solo founder and he just don't want to spend like more of his life with this product, we just buy the assets and try to make it working.
Let's go back. You said the biggest deal was Uptime Robot.
Biggest deal, not even from the like valuation point of view, but today it's the biggest. We growed him from like
Biggest by what? Like, what do you mean big? It's the total deal price was the biggest, or it was the most revenue you bought, or the biggest team size? What do you mean it was the biggest?
today ARR is the biggest.
Okay. Okay, got it. So of the 25 million that the combined company does today, the biggest chunk of that comes from the Uptime Robot product.
Sorry, once again.
Of all the 25 million of total revenue the business does today, you're saying the majority of that revenue, the biggest chunk of that revenue comes from the Uptime Robot product.
Approximately 1/3, like maybe
One
30,
third.
35%, something like that.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me about that story? Why did you guys like the deal? So it's a free website monitoring service here. How did you meet the founder, and did the deal follow your standard terms of 80% cash and 20% escrow?
Yes, Uptime Robot was a very fantastic deal because it was very close to the nature of most of the founders, and that is like the development and the DevOps. And what was really cool about the Uptime Robot, and still is, that it has the huge freemium user base. There are like over 2 million free users using the Uptime Robot. So there is the I would say, fantastic, let's say, discussions about the Uptime Robot on the forums. The people are really loving it because we offering a fantastic free plan. Most of our users, of course, are on the free plan. So from the marketing point of view, the word of mouth is the most strongest marketing that is working here. And I would say like this is exactly what we loved on this product.
What do you consider a good current conversion rate from the free plan over here on the left to the $7 per month plan or a paid plan?
Let me check. I can tell you exactly.
Because I mean, if it makes up 1/3 of current revenue and it's 25 million is total revenue, so 1/3 would be something like $7 million. I mean, 7 million divided by $7 a month would be a million. A million people. A million folks paying $7 a month, for example. That's a lot.
Yeah, but I think we have something around 35, 40,000 paying customers, something like this.
Okay, got it. So if we take 7 million divided by 35,000, the average one's paying maybe $200 a month. So you're doing a lot of enterprise upselling here.
20, not 200. ARPU,
A $20 ARPU?
something like that.
Okay. From 35,000 paying customers?
Yes.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, because I annualized it. Yeah, that's exactly right. Got it. So they're in between the solo and sort of the team plan here. So are you happy with that conversion rate? 35,000 paid on 2 million free? Are you guys testing things to improve that?
Of course, we are always testing, but also we just don't want to be too much aggressive. Actually, there is a huge value in these free users. It's as I said, they are making marketing for us. It's unbelievable, and this community is huge. We have like really fantastic people here. So you can try to like push it and squeeze it, but practically like from the long-term EBITDA point of view, it doesn't make much sense because if you are just make happy these free users, very typical case is that there is some young developer that is using the Uptime Robot for his hobbies. Then he's getting simply hired into some company, and then he simply convinced the company that, hey guys, let's use the Uptime Robot because it's fantastic, and then they are paying because of this. So practically all of this conversion channel, it's fantastic, and yeah, we are just happy with even having like 2 million of the free users, and try
How
to not.
much revenue are you paying out every month to Uptime Robot affiliates? Is it significant?
Let me check the actual numbers, but I think it's just like several tens of thousands. It's not per month. It's nothing.
Okay. What would you say is the number one growth tactic you're using at Uptime Robot?
Well, we are the leader on the market. If you paste like the website monitoring into the Google, we are the third number one in the organic, at least shall be. And this is like bringing a lot of traffic. So practically our idea behind is to have the big enough, let's say, user base, even the free user base, and generate quite a lot of organic traffic from the point of view of some content generation. Practically, we are not paying much. PPCs practically maybe just protecting the brand keywords. Anyway, the most
Yeah.
of the
I mean, we can quantify this here. You're paying for 9 keywords. It's getting very little traffic. You're protecting the brand. But the flip side to that is you're getting about 77,000 organic traffic per month. This is as of February 7th, 2025. There was also a huge spike recently on the number of keywords you guys are ranking for. Are you guys like are you guys running an intentional SEO play there, or is this happening by accident?
we are generating quite a lot of nice articles, very typically like heavily technically deep articles. It's not just like some marketing blah blah blah, but it's very close to some technical server related things. And yes, they are generating the traffic. That's really fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks like your Knowledge Hub here is where you're posting some of that stuff. Is it fair to say this is where you're getting most of your SEO traffic from?
It's also this one, definitely. Knowledge Hub is quite new.
I mean, I look here though, Knowledge Hub is the number one place that you're getting traffic, organic traffic per month. You're also using a free tool strategy. That also seems to be working.
We have a lot of free tool strategy, not only for the Uptimer, but for practically most of our products.
Well, tell me more about that. Why is that working so well? Do you have any other examples of free tools on other products that really convert well for you?
Definitely, like on the warm-up inbox, there are on the warm-up inbox, if you will look,
Which one is it? Warm up inbox?
yeah, yeah. There are several like the placement free tools. Yeah, there is the list of free tools even in the top menu.
Oh, at the top menu.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So and
So how much traffic do you get from these per month? Like, do you have a guess?
I have, but it would take me maybe 3 4 minutes to find it out. Anyway, first of all, it's getting a lot of traffic, but second of all, it's really generating the backlinks because free tools that are useful get the organic backlinks, and then this backlink simply improves, the domain authority and practically increasing your organic traffic even to the main page. So
Yep,
as I
yep.
was
Yeah, your domain authority here for Warmly, has gone from, call it, 39 back in 2022 up to, 5960 now, actually 60 as of today. So got it. So this free tool is really for you are more, it's not necessarily about direct traffic. It's a lot more about backlink profile.
also but also we are working quite nicely even with this like traffic that are coming to these free tools, trying to convert them step by step. But I think we are trying to like both. There are like both usage. First of all, this one, and second one to generate the backlink magnet.
So what else are free tools? It sounds like is the top growth strategy across the user base. What's maybe the second most powerful growth tactic you guys have used?
I think what is really working quite nice is the email marketing. We are trying to have like some very nice onboarding sequences for the free users. Practically all of our products have the free plan for 7 10 days or for 14 days, and then trying to convert them into the paying customers. This works really great. On the products where it makes sense, we are trying also to push a little bit PPC, but not much. This is like typically for protecting the ranked keywords. We are not that good on the social media, I would say. It's generating some nice traffic, but this traffic is barely very not much converting.
This makes a lot of sense. Well, Mike, here as we get closer to wrapping up here, just to summarize again, 25 million in total revenue in 2024. How much did you guys profit that year? Do you remember?
Practically our like in total EBITDA margin is around like I think this year it was 56%. So yeah, it's
And we're
56%.
recording here. We're recording here in February. So when you say this year, you're referring to 2024.
Yes, exactly.
So 56% profits of 14 million bucks on 25 million top line. What do you, Mike? What do you do with all that extra money? You pay it out as dividends, or you save it in your bank? What do you do?
This is exactly the way how we are making acquisitions. So practically this free cash we are using for the next acquisition. So we are completely like bootstrapped, like no debt at all. So
But not bootstrapped, right? Because you have raised a big chunk of money from the firm that helped that buy from Palefire Capital, right?
could be like taken this way. I wouldn't call it this way exactly, but practically this free cash that is generating for also the Pelfer Capital, they are investing back to make next acquisitions.
I see. And last question, you're doing this all with a team of 90 people. Do you have a shared services org at the top, like, the SEO team is at the top and they sort of parachute into the 8 brands once a month? Or does each of the 8 brands have their own full-time teams?
This depends. For example, for marketing team, we have like really the one that is nurtured for the all 8 products. But for example, for the development team, typically we have like very separated development teams. Regarding the product, we have maybe 2 or 3 teams together and some like completely standalone. So it depends. Customer support also, typically one customer support guy is taking care about 2 or 3 products that is like close to each other. Yes, sales guys typically for 1 or 2 products, so it depends.
Are you worried about people churning off your SEO tools? Because many people are arguing the conversational agents is where all the future traffic is going to come from. Like, do you show up in ChatGPT? Who cares about the first page of Google anymore? Do you worry about that?
Of course, and this is the reason why on the Mangles we just released the AI search grader. So practically we are trying to make a full featured, let's say, SEO from the point of view of the AI tools. You can try it. It looks fantastic.
What's the website on that if people want to give it a try?
Just the mangles.com. I'm sure you will find it here.
Mangotools.com.
Yeah, mangles.com. It's one of the, yes, exactly. AI
This
search
first
grader.
one.
Yeah.
Got it. Very cool. So people can use this to figure out if they're going to show in ChatGPT results or things like that.
Yeah, try it. It's really fantastic. It's unbelievable. It's very, very new.
Awesome. All right, Mike, anything else before we wrap up? You want people to know where can they find you online if they want to learn more?
Just iTrinity.com. Practically, we are searching for two kinds of people. First off are the founders who might be maybe willing to sell their business to us or grow with us together. And the second thing is we are always hiring. We are growing quite a lot. So we are searching for some people who have like full of enthusiasm and are ready to join on the boat. iTrinity.com, there are the contacts.
Guys, you just met Mike back in 2014. His partner started building keyword tools, bootstrapped it to about $1 million of revenue in 2016, 2017. And in 2018, they started acquiring businesses. Fast forward to today, they've acquired 8 businesses. In 2024, they did $25 million of top line revenue with $14 million of bottom line. That's cash, EBITDA margin. They're using that money now looking for their next acquisition. They're paying on average between 2 and 8x of ARR. It just depends. But the nice thing is Mike will give you a clean, simple deal. They're typically paying all cash up front, about 80% cash up front, and then holding 20% in escrow for call it 3 to 6 months while the knowledge transfer happens. There's no stock thing. There's no 8-year earnout that, you don't have to work there for the next 10 years or anything like that. Nice, clean deal. They've got 90 people on the team today running these 8 tools. The biggest one being a tool called Uptime Robot, which makes up about 1/3 of the total revenue. Mike, thanks for taking us to the top.
Nathan, thank you very much.
Now, folks, there are hundreds of firms like Mike's firm that love bootstrapping and they love bootstrap founders. They'll acquire your business, once you hit 2, 3, 4, $5 million for anywhere from 2 to 8x, but only if you control your destiny. If you go to 4 or 5 million of revenue, but you've raised $10 million, it's really hard to make money as a founder because you're underwater. That's why at Founder Path, I'm operating now out of our third fund. It's a $180 million fund. We like backing bootstrapped or capital efficient founders that can scale and eventually sell to somebody like Mike. Mike makes millionaires overnight, SaaS millionaires overnight. If you're looking to grow your business and keep control, avoid, a board, avoid selling equity, I would love to back you out of our third fund. Again, we've deployed about 180 million total dollars today into 518 software founders. We would love to get behind you as well. Go to founderpath.com to get your offer in under 60 seconds. Again, that's founderpath.com. I'll see you there.